What's good, YouTube? It's the BowTie Fragrance Guy. We talk about fragrances on this channel, of course. I like to throw in some style tips as well. Also, I like to talk a little bit about grooming. So not only the clothes that you wear, but how you take care of your body, your skin, and the whole nine. Then, of course, once you have those down pat, then you can talk about smelling good. Because I think if you don't look your best, then you're kind of defeating the purpose of smelling good, in my humble opinion. So we talk about all that on this channel. So if you're into that, which I hope most of you are, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications as well. So anytime a new video is uploaded on YouTube, hopefully at some point in the next 5 years, YouTube will notify you that I've uploaded a video. And today I'm going to be continuing on with my series, the only 5 fragrances a man needs for the rest of his life. If you are unfamiliar with this series, there is a playlist that I've created so you can go back and watch the others. But on this series, I basically talk about one specific brand or one specific house. And I tell you guys, in my humble opinion, in a way, these are kind of the top 5 from each brand. So the only 5 fragrances that you'll need from each of those brands. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite niche houses, and that is the house of Kilian. So I'm going to run the intro. When we come back, we're getting into it. If you want to see what's on the list, and you will want to see what's on the list, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's go. Yes, sir.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into it really quick. If you don't have the ebook, get it. The Gentleman's Blueprint. Definitely need to have that in your reading catalog. And also, I try to link out all of these fragrances to the video. If I can find them through YouTube Shopping, I actually link them. So make sure you click that link where it says products down in the corner. And you can check out any of the fragrances that I talked about in this video if I can find them through YouTube Shopping. So first and foremost, guys, this was one of the easiest lists that I've done. Although I sincerely love my entire Kilian collection, the top 5 were pretty clear for me. Although there was, or it is, one honorable mention, and I've talked about this fragrance recently. There's a fragrance that I think probably only I talk about and I like, but I like what I like. And this is, I love what I love. This one is called Playing with the Devil. And this fragrance right here features notes of peach. You're going to get some benzoin in here. You're going to get some vanilla, some tonka. Listen, it's just a fragrance that, again, speaks to me. I talked to you guys about this like one of my secret weapons, one of my date night fragrances, or one of my highly complimented fragrances. This thing is amazing on my skin. Now, again, I think this one was originally marketed towards women. So that could be potentially why some guys don't really talk about it. But I'm telling you, man, this fragrance is phenomenal. I get some of that rich, some of those rich nuances, kind of, and I would say resinous nuances that I kind of get from Gold Night. And I got that, but then that's on the top that you have that beautiful opening of that note of peach. And again, phenomenal fragrance. Is one that just speaks to me. I love this kind of scent profile. This is right up my alley. And that's why I had to throw it in here as an honorable mention. I love this one from Kilian. Check this one out, guys. I'm telling you, do yourself a favor. This one is called Playing with the Devil. Love this fragrance. Now for the only 5 that you'll need for the rest of your life, we're going to get one of the most obvious ones out of the way, Angel Share. Yep, I don't have a whole lot of that left, guys. Cinnamon, cognac, oak, tonka bean, vanilla, praline. Beautiful, beautiful. It's woody, sweet, and gourmand. That's really a very, I think, simple but really clear kind of explanation of what this fragrance smells like and what you're really gonna get from the fragrance. So many notes in here that give that sweet, those sweet gourmand nuances. You got tonka, you have vanilla, you have praline. So all those very, very sweet notes. And then of course, you throw in the booziness up top with a very, very, very pronounced oak wood note, a very heavy presence of that oak wood note. It's a phenomenal fragrance. It's probably now become their most popular fragrance from the entire range. And ultimately, this is one of the things that is just kind of true with not just fragrances, but anything. If something is really good, it's going to get talked about a lot. It's going to get a lot of attention, especially in this age of social media. This fragrance is, like I said, their most popular fragrance, and it's popular for a reason. It's phenomenal. So don't let the fact that it's so popular cloud the vision of how great this fragrance is, because it is phenomenal. From the brand of Kilian, definitely one of the 5 that you'll need for the rest of your life from this brand. This is Angel Share. All right, this next fragrance is easily one of the only 5 I feel like you need for the rest of your life from Kilian. This was my segue, gateway into the brand of Kilian from what I can remember. I remember going into Nordstrom's and I purchased this full retail. I think it's in a newer presentation now, but I have the old one. I got this a long time ago and I still love it. This is Black Phantom. Easily one of my top 5. Black Phantom, chocolate, rum, almond, coffee, sugarcane, sandalwood. Another very, very delicious fragrance from the brand of Kilian. Listen, the reason I love this fragrance brand so much is because they give me 2 things that I love in fragrances. They give me a nice boozy accord in a lot of them, and they give me a very nice sweet presence in all of their fragrances. Kilian Black Phantom is by far one of my favorite gourmand fragrances in my entire collection. And again, it holds a very special place, not only in my Kilian collection, but in my collection overall. It's one of the fragrances that gives me a lot of nostalgia. I think about when I purchased this, the time frame in which I purchased this fragrance, and the whole 9. So there's a lot that goes into it sometimes, but easily one of my only 5, the only 5 that I feel like someone would need from this particular brand. It is one of their best fragrances in my humble opinion. Check this one out, guys. Black Phantom. All right, guys, this next fragrance, one I've talked about so much on the channel, but I want to go ahead and show you the bottle. This is Straight to Heaven Extreme. Straight to Heaven Extreme. Cedarwood, rum, dried fruits, and patchouli are some of the main notes. This is, I've told you guys before, I deem this as one of the most sexiest fragrances in my entire collection. It could be the sexiest. I'm not going to go all the way out on a limb and say that yet, but it's definitely up there. Just beautiful. Again, the kind of the same thing with a lot of these fragrances from this brand, because of obviously the marketing behind the brand and the idea in which most of these fragrances were kind of curated boozy fragrances. Kilian, Hennessy, if you kind of know the story of this company and this brand and the creator of it, they found it on, liquors, boozy fragrances. And this is very, 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 very boozy and woody. Now, I've told you before, this one particular version, Kilian Straight to Heaven Extreme, is actually discontinued, but you can still get the essence of what this is through the original Straight to Heaven. Now, this is still readily available. You can find this many places, of course, and you can't find this. And again, pretty much the same deal, except for this is boozier and the cedarwood is amped up some. But you're going to get the essence of what Straight to Heaven Extreme is through the original Straight to Heaven. So you can't get this, get the original Straight to Heaven, and I'm pretty sure you will have a very similar or the same kind of effect that you have with the Straight to Heaven Extreme just by getting the original. So that's just a side note. Can't find Straight to Heaven Extreme, get Straight to Heaven. Pretty much the same fragrance, but it's definitely one of the 5 fragrances you need for the rest of your life from the brand of Kilian. All right, guys, this next fragrance is another no-brainer for me, man. This fragrance right here, I don't know if it's discontinued or not. I get so, confused sometimes about what's discontinued and what's not. But not as easy to find for sure. This one is called Apple Brandy. Oh man, this is good. Vanilla, oak wood, apple, labdanum. This actually, to me, smells similar to Angel Share, but it's not as sweet. So if you never had a chance to smell Apple Brandy, then if you smell Angel Share, again, imagine Angel Share with some of the sweetness toned down. So it doesn't have the tonka, the praline vanilla, and that kind of stuff in it, but it has the apple and it has that heavy presence of oak wood with the booziness. So again, they're very, very similar scent profiles. This is just a little bit more mature and not as sweet, and it is a phenomenal fragrance. Easily one of the 5 that you need for the rest of your life from Kilian. If you can find this, do yourself a favor and put your nose on it. Apple Brandy, phenomenal fragrance. All right, guys, and last but not least, again, another very special fragrance, nostalgic. Got this for a very special milestone in my life, a very special birthday. Never forget it. Had to have the plug to get this one. But man, single malt. Single malt. Whew, man. Guys, plum, wheat, vanilla, Tolu balsam, cedarwood. Oh, wow. Sometimes I get really at loss for words when a fragrance is as good as single malt. Now, unfortunately, another one that is discontinued. But I will tell you guys, they released this fragrance recently, and it is this fragrance reincarnated, and I'm talking about Old Fashioned. Old Fashioned from Kilian. So, very similar note breakdown. They don't list plum as a note, but they smell identical to me pretty much. Yeah, so you can't get single malt anymore, or it's very hard to get single malt. So just get Old Fashioned and you'll get the essence of what single malt is. Phenomenal. You guys know how much I love the note of plum. You have that plum note in here, and that's hard for me. Wheat kind of gives a similar vibe as hay. There's a Chergui from Serge Lutens has hay in it, a few fragrances. And again, to me, wheat kind of gives a similar smell or scent profile. It adds the same thing to a scent profile as hay does in fragrances. So you have that. It's boozy, woody, phenomenal fragrance. Again, single malt from by Kilian. Easily within our top 5, one of the only 5 you need from the brand. You can't find this if it's hard to get your hands on it, which I know it probably is. Just get Old Fashioned because it's pretty much the same fragrance, just single malt reincarnated in a new presentation. But either one of these, only 5 you need for the rest of your life from Kilian, single malt or Old Fashioned. Check them out. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today as I gave you the only 5 fragrances you'll need for the rest of your life from the brand of Kilian. Hey man, how did I do? What did you guys think of my 5? What would be your 5? If you have 5 or experienced 5 fragrances from this brand, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you take the time and check me out, man, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget, guys, to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren on the BowTie, Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.